Weekly Feed. I'm Kyle Meredith. I'm sitting here with one of my favorite new bands, Young Fathers.
Hi.
Welcome to Hangout Fest.
How you doing?
We were kind of making fun of you guys off camera that you've completely dressed for the beach. This is your beach attire right here.
Yeah.
I would imagine there'll be a lot of sun tanning for you guys way out there.
We got an all year round tan, me and Case, but Graham, not so sure.
I dressed for the occasion.
I'm great to have you. I'm not kidding. You guys are really one of my favorite new bands. The sound, the idea, whatever you could call it, a concept of what Young Fathers is completely different than anything else, and I think it's kind of blown everybody away who's heard you guys so far. So congratulations.
Thank you.
On all the stuff that's happened. And then I saw the other day that did you guys remix Paul Weller?
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Are you guys Paul Weller fans?
Yeah, I mean, he's we're going on tour with him at the end of the year.
Yeah.
He asked us to come and support him, and he's always been talking about us and stuff like that. So I've never met him.
Oh.
He was supposed to phone me, but he never phoned me. So, but I'll only take it to heart. But we're all been fans of Paul Weller for a while, so
Oh man,
that's nice.
And so what it is? You guys remix the album or a song?
Just a song, just one song. Yeah.
That's cool.
That was,
I mean, as far as fanboy stuff goes, I mean that's the more you rise to popularity and all that stuff, the more opportunities you kind of get for all of this.
Our sound engineer for biggest fan.
Yeah. Is there anybody else you're gonna do? I mean, is there anybody lined up that you get to do that with as well?
No, it's kind of, you just play it by ear really. I mean, we always kind of shied away from doing remixes unless it was really, something special, because we always wanted the band to be first. You want people to know the band rather than some remix you done. So we've always had that attitude, but when it's right, it's right.
Yeah. And I guess it's an opportunity to get the name out there in a different way. I mean, you might think that a few of those fans would see the name and go, who are they?
Yeah. That's exactly like behind, why it's good to go on tour with them. Because we've got to be playing arenas and stuff with them. And I'd imagine most of the people are going to be like, who are these guys?
Right.
It might not go down how we expect it to go down, but the point is to let people know that you exist, really, to please them. So.
You guys have done a good job of letting people know that you exist so far. In fact, it seems like it's all happened so quick too. Like White Men or Black Men 2, really, was that a year apart from the record before it? I mean, that's a quick follow-up.
Less.
Recording wise, I mean, Dead was recorded about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so there was a bit of a gap with recording wise, but when it came out, it was a small gap. But I think that's just how we want to approach things. You want to just keep going on to the next thing, because we get bored.
Yeah.
You just
I mean, are you guys still on that train? Are you looking? Is the next record on the way at this point, or?
Well, it could be. It's
just
you never stop. You know what I mean? So you always want to keep writing, and so usually if we get 2 weeks off, we can do an album in that. So it might happen.
It's maddening.
Yeah.
How long can you keep that up? I mean,
as long as we can.
Yeah, we think back to the
healthy.
Yeah, we think back to the '60s and everything, where that was nothing. That's what you did.
That was just a stand-up, just like
So. I would love it to get back. That again, as a music fan, you just want it to keep coming, You feel bad for the artist at some point, like something needs to happen in your life to give me art.
Yeah, we enjoy it as much. We enjoy that whole process. So, this been touring this for 6 weeks, and even before that, we're in South Africa, Switzerland, Germany, and stuff. So I think all that will somehow come to effect and lend itself to maybe a new album. With the ideas and the knowledge and just us absorbing that whole environment. I think it adds to it. And I think.
And you guys, I mean, from what I've read, you don't consider yourself a political band.
No.
But at the same time, a lot of songs are politically motivated.
I would say so, but I think everybody has a conscience.
Yeah.
Everybody. Well, most people like to
not
think.
everybody has the balls to write about it.
But I think most people always like to think. I'd imagine it's about fairness. You see something, it's wrong. And you make up your own opinion whether you stand up for it or not. But at the same time, everybody's aware of that. So I think with us, obviously, we're lucky enough because we have music to use that medium to put our thoughts and feels into that. But yeah, we're we're not a political group. We're conscious minded people. You know what I mean? We think about stuff, and you know, and it's about fairness with us.
Yeah, and at the same time, when you're I need to speak into his chest. At the same time, when you're recording and stuff like that, and you're either sure about something, you're not sure about it, and for us, it's having that fearlessness, as you said. But at the same time, like you can be unsure, right? And that can be a good thing as well. So I think fearlessness is just being human and knowing that those feelings still also exist.
I love the humanism way of arts, I guess. It's kind of how it comes off to me.
Yeah.
When you're writing like that, I don't know how specific you guys like to get on world events, but is there ever fear of time stamping that song suddenly? Like, you know, if you go with a wide angle, you know, that's something that's universal for a long time. Not that it's always like that, because, you know, you think of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young with Ohio, and we're still singing that one today, and that's about such a specific incident. But has that ever crossed your all's mind?
No, I think it's just, you know, we have the approach of just going in and just seeing what happens, you know, and, you know, there's times we can be more specific, you know, but I think we write in a pop way where it's you're describing things, you know, and you're letting the audience make up their own mind about stuff. I think that there needs to be a sense of mystery.
Yeah.
To the artwork, you know, to the work, sorry, and I think it's just the balance, you know. There's times where you can just say, "I love you," you know, in a way that's just simple and to the point, and there's other ways of saying that as well. So I think it's just a balance, you know. It comes and goes. I don't know. You just kind of decide on the day, and usually it works. So.
Yeah. And then we're not going to get out of this interview, of course, as every interview you do right now, about bringing up the title of the record, "White Men or Black Men Too." I want to say, though, that it's my, I guess, naivety. I live in an NPR world where everything is kind of good and everything's kind of equal, and it only takes something like Baltimore or something happening on the news before I'm shaking and going, what rock am I living under, you know? Yeah. And that's what I kind of got from the title. And I've heard a few different things about why it exists the way it exists and everything. Yeah. That was my take on it, you know? It's like coming back to that, we're all one, we all came from the same place, you know, type of thing. But I mean, you guys making the title that, you knew there would be some controversy involved.
Yeah, of course, you know, you can't say something like that, and well, you can actually, because we did, but it's more of being respectful, I guess, to everybody else who may take offence. But even then, it's not going to stop us from voicing our opinions. You know, we care about what we do. We put it on the line every single time. So it's like, you know, we're a relatively new artist, a new group that's coming up the ladders, you know, and to put a title like that out there, you know, it says a lot about the ethos of the group. It says that we care. It says we're passionate guys, and we believe in what we're saying. So, you know, so the whole controversy part is it's a problem in the sense that, why is it controversial?
Right.
Things like that, because that's, you know, it's the truth. It's the truth, you know, it's our truth, and people can, and a lot of people can relate to that. They can, if they just think about it on a deeper level. You know, I think it's metaphorically, it's saying so many different things, you know, when there's issues of race in any statement, it's based on everyone else's experience, you know, because everyone else's experience is different. So it's like, it's saying that, then it's saying, the world isn't equal. The world is not equal. It's, you know, it's never been equal for a very long time. You know, so it's about acknowledging those differences and putting that, you know, to the forefront, and then publicizing that and saying that, you know, us as human beings, you know, we need to understand better. We need to, you know, talk about these things, you know, and make it a level playing field. You know, these it's just us chipping away at that, you know, at that mantra, and hopefully, you know, change comes slowly but surely, because change never happens overnight, never. So you'd be a fool to think that, you know. But at the same time, you know, if you have that burning desire to make a small change, you know, it has the ripple effect, and eventually other people get on board and want to do something like that as well. So I think it's definitely, you know, the right message to be given, you know.
Do you guys ever think, maybe even hope, that it's a generational thing too? Like you can take certain subjects, being gay, you know, to a younger generation, it's not a thing, you know, it's not a thing. The discrimination isn't there as heavily, you know, as it was 30 years ago, 20 years ago to a generation coming up.
In some places, yeah.
Some places, right? In you know, Russia, you know, it's got that's a horrible thing. But like I have hope about that. Like you have generations coming up that kind of see it, and when I see a lot of the problems, I like to think of a lot of the problems as, you know, older adults that just haven't died off yet.
Well, yeah, it's perpetuated.
It's kind of a mixture of that and the fact that a lot of people like to sweep things under the rug now, and they can do it better now, especially with PR and the way the media is set up. It's easier to sweep a lot of big issues under the rug and say it's all right now when it's not fixed.
Yeah.
Like what you were just saying about it takes something like Baltimore to happen before people go, all right, this is still happening. It's a lot of the same stuff that was happening years ago is still going on, and a lot of young people maybe in a certain class or a certain kind of group would probably think that things are better now, but in a lot of cases I don't think it is. In some cases I actually genuinely think it's worse. So it's just I think it's your world. I think now it's easier to fall into a world where you can really just block things out and just pretend that it's not there. You know what I mean?
And just to add to that as well, I think a lot of it is deep-seated. It's perpetuated over years and years and years. So that is not seen, you know. And I think it's trying to expose people to those sort of environments, to those new things, and it helps to change perception over time.
Right.
You know, when with the whole gay marriage and things like that, which is definitely a good thing. You know, it's like, well, two people of the same sex can't be in love. You know, two people, you know, or they can't adopt children. Right. You know, because what does it matter? It's if it's two women or two men. You know, if they love the child, if they care about the child, what does that actually
matter?
matter?
Right.
You know, and a lot of that is probably to do with, you know, religion. Religion is,
sure.
you know, it's you know, it's robust and it's all these things that, you know, there's a lot of goodness that comes from religion, but there's a lot of badness, you know. So you have to be able to challenge that as well, you know, and say, because a lot of it's open to interpretation, you know, religion. So it's a thin line, that, you know. But yeah, it's just exposing people to those sort of things. You know, that's not normal or classed as normal, and then over time it becomes normal. It's the same way as us when we go to radio stations with new songs that we think are hit records. We think that if they just play the song, if people, you know, on daytime radio, if people hear it, you know, they'll get used to it, they'll be accustomed to it. But then, you know, there's compromises, because, you know, on the one hand they say it's too tough, because what does that mean? Where's that level? So you're constantly battling against that. You know, and it's something that...
Hey, coming from a radio guy, we're wrong a lot.
Yeah.
They said Clapton's Layla was not a hit, you know, at the time. So.
You know, it's one of those things, but then I guess there's a compromise in that, and you're trying to find... You're trying to do something great within constraints,
right.
which actually helps us, you know, helps the situation as well. So I think we're in it for the long run, and we're just pushing things forward, and over time I think it will happen. You know, we just got to keep knocking down those doors.
Yeah, just to summarize all of that, everything goes through stages. Like, there'll be a point where things are really bad, and eventually it gets better. And it's you putting a step forward. And what I've kind of taken from the album title, and it's been like the progressive thing, is that the meaning has changed over time. And like you're conversating with other people, you've opened up that door, and you're getting their perspective on how it is to live here in America, or how it is to live anywhere in the world that you're traveling to. And so with that, it's great. And like how my favorite song on the album changes as well, due to mood and due to feeling. So yeah, just to summarize it, just like keep it
Specific.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad somebody's doing it, and doing it in such a catchy way on top of everything.
Definitely.
The record, White Men Are Black Men Too, it's fantastic. Everything that I've heard so far is fantastic, and I can't wait to hear what comes next. It's big things for you boys. That's what I see. I appreciate everything.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys
Cheers.
so much for dropping by.
Thanks,
and
man.
everything. The Weekly Feed.